to see what happens here.
Sure. Oh, webinar is now streaming live on YouTube. Nice.
Oh, it is working. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Looks like we're live. Hey guys on the YouTubes. This is going to be a fun time to hang out with you guys. We're going to do something fun here. We're going to talk about creating online courses. Now, I know this is something that a lot of you guys are curious about doing, and it's one of the one of the major revenue streams for my company here at Video Creators. In fact, it accounts for 47% of our overall revenue comes from online courses, which would be stuff like 30 days to a better YouTube channel, accelerate your channel growth, find your voice. What's the other one I'm missing? I should know all these.
It's the video labs, and then so 30 days, find your voice, accelerate, and video labs.
Yeah, that one. And then there's also a new one I have coming up, which is called, I hope to launch it in a few weeks here, called Turn YouTube into Your Full-Time Career. And that's about how do you develop a business model around your channel. Because I know a lot of you guys are doing this you're doing this to build an awesome community, to serve people, but you also need to make money to make all that sustainable so that you can continue to invest into serving those people. And so those of you guys who have like business goals, career goals, like you want to turn this into an income, that course is coming out here in a few weeks. It's already shot. My editor is working on it. I shot it out at Adobe headquarters a few months ago. So that's just basically to teach you guys on a relatively small audience. Like here at Video Creators, a lot of you guys know, 5 months after I launched, I had 3,000 subscribers, and the channel is generating about $10,000 a month from an audience size of 3,000. And how did I do that? And that's what that course is going to go through, like the step-by-step, everything you need to do that. So courses are a big part of what we do here, and I've been doing them for a long time. And so I have Sid here with us from Thinkific. And so I asked him to come do this because when I first got started, I made a lot of mistakes, a lot of very costly mistakes. And one of the way I got connected with Sid is one of the mistakes I made was that I put together this convoluted course system on my website, which was like 13, 14 different like WordPress plugins all kind of hacked together. And then one plugin would update and everything else would break. And now everything was like free access to everybody. And it was a mess. It was terrible. And I got to the point where I had to hire a developer just to keep like everything online and keep it working. And she's great. My developer does a fantastic job with that. But it got to the point like it would be so nice just to have everything under one roof, where everything's integrated together, working together. So I found the company that Sid works for. That's how I got connected with him, was Thinkific. And that's who I'm using, and I've switched everything over to them at this point because it's all just one simplified system now, and no headaches. It's awesome. So through that, I said, I was like, I have an audience of people who I think want to make a living based on the audiences that they're developing. They have a lot of value they provide, and they're doing it on YouTube, which is one way to do it. With AdSense, and AdSense, on average, maybe they pay you about $1 per 1,000 views or something, which might be a lot for you. For most of us, like we're probably delivering value that's worth more than $1 per 1,000 people, like 0.001 pennies per person or whatever that comes out to. So one of the ways you can better monetize your audience as well as serve them better is by creating online courses. And so that's what Sid is here to talk with us about and teach us all this stuff. Because how long have you been doing this for, Sid, now? Like 10 years?
Yeah, I've been doing it for a long time. I can't remember when I started doing it, and I've helped maybe thousands of people over the last few years as well start their online courses and set up. Yeah, it's just it's a huge industry. People are getting into it right now, and we're not at the peak yet. So anyone who's trying to get into online courses right now is at the perfect time, because you're going to ride that wave in the future.
Yeah. Cool. Well, so there's a couple ways, you guys. We're gonna be taking questions from you. I'm gonna let Sid introduce himself. I'm gonna get into the content here, but I see all of you guys who are watching this on YouTube. Welcome, and we got a lot of people here on the webinar as well. So great to see you guys. If you have questions, we'll do our best to take those. Most likely at the end after Sid kind of presents some things, and we'll read your questions. So if you have questions, pop those in the chat, and we'll do our best to get to as many of them as we can as possible. But Sid, why don't you introduce yourself? Tell us a little bit about your background and your story, and then let's get into it.
Awesome. Yeah. Thanks so much for doing this, Tim. Thanks for the webinar. Thank you, everyone, for coming here. As Tim mentioned, my name is Sid, and I'm the head of marketing at Thinkific, which is an online course platform that allows you to create and sell your own online courses without any of the tech headaches. And as Tim was explaining earlier, he had to get a developer. He did a lot of complicated stuff. Things broke. But we don't all have time for that kind of stuff. We are content creators. We are on YouTube. We're creating content, and we just want everything else to be taken care of, so that we can focus on what we are good at, just creating content. And so that's what Thinkific does. It's like your secret support team, your secret tech team. You're basically your all-in-one platform that does it all for you automatically. So today I'm going to talk to you about going from like A to Z of creating your own online course, right? So we're just going to, if you've ever thought of creating a course or monetizing your YouTube content, and as Tim mentioned, if you're doing it with ads, you're getting paid pennies for your content. But with an online course, you could scale that up way more. So the point of this whole thing is just to show you how you can do that, teach you everything that I know, that I've helped other people, so that you can get started by the end of the day. So I just want to know, like, how many of you have thought of creating courses, or have you already started creating courses? Where are you at in the process? And what are you looking to learn out of this webinar so that I can help you better?
Well, yeah, we got a bunch of people. I'll watch the YouTube one. How about you watch the?
Yeah, all right. We've got like a ton of people saying, I want to create, thought about it every day. I think about it every day. I have a course in the can, starting to learn how to create, want to create one. All right, great. Wow. Okay.
People on YouTube are saying hi to you. Abs Fab says hi. Ariel Creation says, I thought I've started them. Confidence is a big deal for me. So trying to figure out how to be confident with it.
Nice. All right.
So dogs just started creating it for a course, so they're just in the beginning stages.
Sweet. Awesome. So yeah. So as you can see, like this is Tim's website, right? And this is where he sells his own online courses. So I'm just going to kind of show you, give you an idea of what it is like to be creating and selling an online course. And then I'm going to go into like the actual content of the presentation about how to actually do it. Looks like a lot of you are sort of just getting started, kind of want to learn how to start with that first course and then scale up after that. And so I'm going to cover all of that in this webinar. So you can see over here Tim's site. He's got a bunch of courses. He's got like ranging from the 30-day course all the way up to the Video Labs course. And to create a site like this, Tim didn't really need to spend thousands of dollars, hire developers and all that stuff. He just created with Thinkific really quickly, right? Here's another example of a site. This is by Deanne Love. She is a hula hooper and she teaches hula hooping online. So two years ago, Deanne was hula hooping in a park with a mobile phone, and some of her friends were just taking videos of her doing hula hooping moves. And she decided to use these videos and sell it online as an online course. And so she just uploaded her mobile phone videos, put it up online on a site, and started making some money online. And she used all that the revenues from that to reinvest back into creating better courses. And now today she's got tons of courses. She's got a whole studio. She's got dancers around the world, and she's got a big team of people who she teaches hula hooping with. And so again, just to give you an idea of where you could be maybe in a year or two if you started today with your online course, right? And literally, you could be teaching courses around anything, and there are people out there who want to learn these skills. There are people out there who want to get better in various aspects of their lives, right? And online courses today is the best place to do that because people know that traditional education doesn't work anymore because it's too expensive, it takes too long. But with an online course, they can access it from anywhere. Anyone in the world can access it. They can use a credit card online, pay for it, get access to that content, and start learning from wherever they are. So that's another example of, how someone who, again, did not have any technical skills, didn't have like any equipment, none of that stuff. She was in a park, she just had a mobile phone, and she started an online course empire just by getting that first video out. Here's another example of someone who uses drones to take photographs, and he teaches people how to shoot photos with a drone. And this guy charges $1,500 for his course, and people actually buy it. He gets dozens of sales every week. He does one webinar, talks about the course, and he makes a sale at the end of the week. And again, this is just to show you that there's really like no limits on what you can be creating with an online course, what you can be charging for, because there are people out there who want to learn those skills and who want to who are willing to pay you money for it, good money, like $1,500, because for them it's more valuable than that. So having seen these examples, and there's like tons more, I could spend all day giving you examples, but having seen these examples, does that excite you to know that you could whip up a site like this really quickly? You don't need expensive equipment to set up an online course, and you could start collecting payments online from anyone in the world. Let me know what you think of that. Is that amazing? Is that like, did you think, amazing. Yeah?
That is amazing. Yeah. In fact, that's what some of the people are asking in the chat is, how can we easily deal with all payments, and can it be simple? Stuart's asking that. So yes.
Awesome. Great. So it's good that you're excited about this. It's good that you realize that it's easy, and I'm going to show you exactly what you need to do step by step. I'm going to be going fast because we're going to try and cover everything in an hour. So you don't, and we'll be giving a recording out at the end of it. So don't worry about if you miss things and stuff. But just pay close attention to what I'm saying. So I've already done a quick poll. I've found out where all of you are in your in your online course stage. And before we begin the actual stuff, I just want to say it takes practice, right? Your first product is not going to be perfect, and that is absolutely fine. It's all right. Deanne, I've started with a mobile phone. Tim, also, look at you can see his expensive equipment in the video there, but when he started out, he didn't have all of this stuff. He didn't go and be like, let me just spend all this money and equipment and then create videos. He just started with what he had, right? So
yeah, I just upgraded as I needed to, as I had money, as what I was doing was supporting itself. Exactly,
right? That's the point of the whole thing is, if you've thought of creating online courses but you've never started, there's a possibility, there's a fear holding you back, that you think you need expensive equipment, you think you need a massive email list, you think you need to have all your ducks in a row before you can launch. And that's not true. You can absolutely start with a course right now, today, with what you have and the knowledge that's in your head. So my promise is I want to show you how you can do that today. I want to help you create a course, price it, launch it, and engage students with your course. And there's a Q&A section at the end, but you can always just drop in the chat, ask questions as we go along. And even after the webinar, there's going to be ongoing help. If you want, you can email me, email Tim. We're always happy to help you make sure you're successful with what you with your courses, right? Someone says, I have a fear that no one will see what I create or imposter syndrome. Yeah, so that is a valid fear. A lot of people have that fear. If anyone else has fears, just put it in the chat box over there. But I'm going to break through these fears one by one throughout this course. So let's dive in. Are we ready to learn how to start doing this and breaking through our fears? Awesome. All right. Everyone's like, yeah, F yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Go, Sid.
All right. So first up, you need a course topic, right? Before you actually create a course, you need to know what you're going to create a course around. And I'm sure most of you already have some idea of what you want to do and what you want to talk about. You have YouTube channels, so you're already creating content around a certain topic. But a good idea when you're creating your first course is to kind of think about, what are your passions, what domain, what is your expertise that you want, your overarching expertise. And then which audience are you sort of aiming that at, right? Like, because you could be targeting anyone in the world. And if you target everyone, you're targeting no one, right? Is what we say in marketing. So if you have a specific audience, right? For example, Tim's specific audience is content creators, people who are creating videos and stuff. And he teaches them how to maximize their effectiveness on YouTube. That's his audience, right? he's and so for you, you also probably have a typical audience. Let's say maybe your entire domain is fitness, and then your specific audience is just overworked professionals or people who have a 9 to 5 job and don't have a lot of time to go to the gym. That is a good audience. And then you kind of want to think about the problem that they have and the solution that you can give them. So the problem is, again, for course creators trying to get it on YouTube, the problem is they don't have a lot of huge reach. And Tim's solution to them is to help them get that reach, grow their audiences, right? So you kind of want to think about who that audience is, what problems they're having, and how your online course is helping them with that problem. And so after this exercise, I want you to be able to come up with a sort of one sentence value, your unique value proposition, which is basically my Dash course, my fitness course, my YouTube course will help audience, professionals, content creators with the problem of not having time to get fit or not knowing how to grow their audience base so that they can expand their business, so that they can get fit. So it's kind of like, you're just sort of in making it really clear what your course is. And this value is what we'll be using going forward in how you communicate your course to your audience. So if you've already got a course idea, you've been thinking about creating a course, let me know in the comments what your unique value is, what your course is about, which audience you want to target, what problems they have, and how your course will solve it. So just let me know. Chris says people with disability don't usually have money. Right, Chris. So you're asking about people who have disabilities and they don't have money to invest in an online course. Here's the thing, and I'll talk about pricing later as well. But the thing is, the people who are watching your courses online, you can give them free stuff. But if they really want the premium stuff, they will be willing to pay for it because they know that what they'll get in return is going to triple what they're investing in it, right? So the point is to be able to communicate that to people, even if they're tight on money, that what they're going to get out of the course is going to be a much more valuable than that, right? So someone's saying audience Christian, course Christian theology, someone else personal brand, or Roberto has personal brand development, Jason, combat medicine provider, bunch of others, courses for IT professionals, international audience. Awesome, great. Desmond is on here too. Hey, Desmond, how's it going? So those are some really good topic ideas, and that's some good value definition for your topic. I'm just going to go over to YouTube to see if anyone is talking about that.
Well, people on YouTube are like, is this really live? Still it? Yes, we are actually live. Or is this pre-recorded? No, we're hanging out. We're watching your questions and seeing you guys talk here. People on YouTube are having their own little conversations.
Yeah, we're all live, and this is being recorded, and I'll send you the recordings later. So now that you have some sort of value, right? You have a course that you want to create. I'm going to dare you. I want you to go onto Facebook and then just post that you're going to be creating this course and it's coming up in a month or a week. Give yourself a deadline to create this course and let everyone know that you have a course coming up, and ask people if they're interested in being a beta tester. And what that means is people will sort of enroll in your course for free right now because it's not created yet, and they're going to give you feedback as you create the content. So put it on Facebook and say, hey, everyone, I'm creating a course on Dash for audience. My course will help people with problem so that they can solution. And then end that with, are you interested? Is this something you'd be interested in taking? And so the reason I asked you to do this is because of something called validation and testing. And this is kind of the one big fear that most people have, is that no one will buy the course when they launch it, right? You're afraid that, you put something out there and people are like, oh no, no one's going. There's going to be crickets. No one's going to look at the course. People are going to have negative feedback. You're afraid of all that. That's going to happen. So, what you want to do is you want to validate it before you actually create your course, right? You want to go out to people who are already there. So if you already have clients, right? You already have an email list, or you already have a subscriber base. All you have to do is just ask them, is this a course topic that you would be interested in learning more about? Right? That is your validation. If you get people saying, yes, I'm happy to pay you, or I'm happy, this is something I really want to learn about, then you know that there's an audience out there for you, right? There are online groups, there are online communities, Facebook groups, LinkedIn groups. Go on there, ask people, talk to them, ask them if they are interested in that course topic, so that you know that when you launch, there's already people, and you break through that fear of not having any people buy your course when you launch, right? So then at the end of the day, you kind of want like 10 objective subjects, not your mom and dad, but like people who are, I guess you would call strangers or something, or acquaintances, to say that there is something in your course idea, and that's something that they want to take. Other ways to validate is if you have an ebook already, if you've already been creating videos around this on YouTube and people have been watching it, you know that there's an audience there. If not, if you don't have a book or videos already, just search online, search YouTube, search Kindle, see if people have been creating content around that. Because I'll tell you now, competition is good. Competition means that there is a market there, that there's people creating stuff and there's people buying that content, which means you can go in there into that market with your personal experiences and your unique twist, and you can also create something amazing and people will buy from you. How does that sound to everyone?
People in the chat are talking about me reviewing their channels after drinking 10 shots of vodka. So yeah, it sounds great to me though. And the people in the Zoom the webinar chat, Laura Forney, hey Laura, says awesome. Paul Turner, sounds great. Lisa, Adam, makes sense. You guys are
Aaron says great, but not that easy. Aaron, I'd love to know why you think it's like what's holding you back from sort of just going out and validating an idea, right? Let's say I have an idea for maybe fitness for entrepreneurs, right? What's holding me back from going out and validating? In fact, for fitness, it's really easy because I already know that everyone wants to get fit.
Yeah, it's kind of like Chris, or what was it, XCon said easier said than done, right? Like,
yeah,
kind of question, like, yeah, that sounds great, but is that really that easy?
Well, here's the thing, right? Like, once you get people saying that yes, there's a course, that the course you're going to create is something that they want to take, what's holding you back from actually creating that course, right? That's kind of what I'm getting at here. Is yes, there's a lot of planning that goes to it, Aaron, and we're going to talk about that soon. But my point is that if the fear of not being successful is holding you back, then the only way to get through that fear is to actually go out and see if there's an audience there and validate that, that fear is irrational, right?
Yes, totally. And I would say too, guys, like, I mean, he's talking about some validation stuff is really good. And I would encourage you, like, it's anything that's worth doing is hard work, So yes, it's easier said than done. Everything is. But the only way you'll ever get the reward or the payoff for it is you've actually put in the hard work that make it, to do it. So if you're looking for something easy and that's, this isn't it. But if you're looking for something that's worth it and has a good reward on the other side, I would say this is absolutely it.
Exactly. Yeah, that's absolutely right. And Tim didn't become a YouTube sensation overnight. He started in like 10 years ago, right? And he's got to this point because he was consistent and he just kept doing the work, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say, my wife and my kids don't think I'm a sensation, but but I get what you're saying. Yes, I mean I've been doing this for like 10 plus years, guys. So yeah.
Yeah. So like someone else was asking, do you validate before you actually create a course? Yes, I do suggest doing that, just because it takes away that fear of not knowing if people are going to buy it, and it also avoids the whole going down a rabbit hole, like going through with a topic that no one's ever going to buy. So you avoid all that work, and you can find early on where exactly you need to invest your time and your knowledge in building a course, right? So that's validation testing. And now we come to actually creating your content. So let's say you've gone out there, you've asked people, you've researched online, it looks like there's, for your topic, for your course idea, that there is a demand for that and people are willing to pay. And I'll talk about pricing and how to set up the pricing later, and how to ensure that people find and understand the value in your course. But you need to start actually creating the course, right? And this is kind of where the actual work comes into play, is making these videos. So you want to make, you can do like full-on video course, you can do voiceover slides, that sort of thing. But if you're just starting out doing this, you want to create a good course, you kind of first need to figure out what the curriculum is going to be. How are you going to teach these people? What are you going to teach these people? And how is it going to be laid out in a course format? And so you start with the value. You want to work backwards from what you're delivering to the customer at the end of the day, right? And that is your value, which I spoke about earlier, which is how you define the value and the problem and solution. So you start with that. So let's say, again, take Tim's example, his course on helping you grow your YouTube subscriber base. Let's say the end value is, at the end of this course, you'll be able to grow your subscriber base to 100,000 subscribers, right? Just like taking a random example. And then so what you want to do is start working backwards and set the milestones to get to that final value. So milestone 1 is creating a new channel, a new YouTube channel. Milestone 2 is creating your first video. Milestone 3 is creating your first 10 videos. Milestone 4 is getting to your first 1,000 subscribers. Milestone 5 is getting to your first 5,000. And so you break it up into milestones, right? And each milestone is basically a chapter or a module in your course. And within that, you have individual steps that show them how to complete that milestone. So if milestone 1 was setting up a YouTube channel, your step 1 is coming up with a name for it. Step 2 is coming up with a description. Step 3 is coming up with the creatives, right? So each step is kind of like one video, one lesson, one sort of thing that people do when they take your course. So do you see how I'm breaking it down, kind of making it sort of very logical and easy for you to then actually create content around it, so that you're not just starting from scratch and going like, oh my God, this is a huge topic. What do I talk about? You're sort of working backwards from what you want to happen to your student at the end of the day, and then working backwards through the steps so that you know exactly what steps to create and in what order. Does that make sense to everyone here?
I got it. That's exactly how I do it. And,
Yeah.
I use a Trello board. That's what I use, and I just map it all out, all the sections, all the subsections, and then I go down to each point and I just map out all the content from there. So it's a big project, but like I said, like good work brings good reward, right? So it doesn't happen overnight, but yeah, start with the high level and dig into it. It's exactly what I do.
Exactly. Yeah. Starting with the high level and then sort of like breaking it down into steps, making it easier. So that, like, I mean, what they say, a journey for 1,000 steps begins with one step, or a journey for 1,000 miles begins with a single step. So you're sort of just breaking it down and then making it these little chunks that are easier for you to tackle, right? So at the end of the day, you've got the high level, you've broken it down, you've got each individual lesson and what it is going to be. And if you want, you can actually go ahead and script out the whole lesson, right? If you're not comfortable sort of just ad-libbing in front of a camera, you can go out and just type out what you're going to say, so that when you create the actual content, you just sort of read out from it into the camera, right?
I'll people in the webinar asking me what the Trello board is, and I will post the link both in the YouTube chat and in the webinar chat for you guys. I'll show you exactly what it looks like, so you have an idea as Sid talks here.
Yeah. Yeah, Trello is just a really cool productivity tool. Someone says that you actually have a video on Trello on your channel. So.
Yep. Yeah, I got a whole video there as well.
Yeah. All right. So as Tim posts that, I'm just going to continue on with creating the content once you've got the script. So this is kind of the part, again, this is another part that holds a lot of people back. They think that when they're creating the first course, they need to have like expensive equipment. They need to have a studio. They need to have like really good production value. And to be honest, you don't really need that, especially if it's your first course. It's fine if you start off with, as I mentioned earlier, Deanne Love, the Hoop Lovers person, start off with just a mobile phone, right? So you don't actually need a whole list of equipment. You can use the tools that you already have to create your first course, right? And then, you can reinvest what you make from that course into better equipment, kind of like what Tim has done. He's got the expensive mic over there in the video, but he didn't start off with that. He started off with what he had, and then he reinvested till he's got to the point where he has, great lighting. He's got a great mic and so on. So there are different types of content you can create for your course. You can create video content, which is just straight up, video like you see on Tim's YouTube channel. You can create voiceover slides, which is kind of what I'm doing right now with the webinar. You see my slides over there and you hear my voice over it. Or a combination, again, you're seeing my video overlaid on top of my slides. And then you can have text, you can have audio, you can have, podcasts within your course. Any kind of like digital content can go into your course, and I'll show you how to set that up later. But, just talking about how to create the actual content, as I mentioned, start with what you have today. What I use to create my courses is I have my camera is my built-in camera in my computer, which is fine, which is really good. And I use QuickTime for screen recordings. QuickTime is a free software that comes with Mac, and I just use Keynote for my slides, and then I use a built-in mic. Sometimes I use like an Audio Technica if the audio quality in my room is not good. So really, it's very kind of minimal in what I use. I don't spend any money at all on the equipment, and it turns out to be just fine in my course. Are there any questions about this?
Not on the YouTube chat. Everything looks good.
Awesome. All right. So as I mentioned, laptop cameras these days, really good quality. You can get a Snowball mic if you want some better audio quality. And if you want better video quality, you could get a Logitech C920, which is, again, just like a $50 little thing that you plug onto your computer. And for screen recording, you can use ScreenFlow, Camtasia, and QuickTime. And that's just like, it just allows you to record whatever's on your screen. And if you're stuck, let us know. You can always email in. I'll tell you how to contact us later. So next up, when you're creating your videos and you're creating your course, you kind of want to keep in mind engagement. And the reason engagement matters a lot is because you want your students to actually watch your course content, learn what you have to say, and actually complete the course and become, learn the concept at the end of the day. You don't want them sort of tuning out and not getting value out of your course, because if they don't get value, they're going to tell their friends, they're going to tell other people that your course is not valuable, right? So, you may have amazing content, you may have exactly what everyone needs to learn, but if they are actually not being engaged, then they're not going to get value out of it. So you need to make sure, and I see people talking about the 2 to 7 minute video. I'm coming back to that in just a second. So the first thing is, we suggest creating lessons that are short, that are 2 to 7 minutes long, because shorter is easier in today's world where people have so many distractions. If you have a really long video, they may tune out. So shorter videos allow people to sort of just get that quick one-step concept implement it, and then go on to the next video. It allows people to finish a lesson and then move on, and it makes them feel good that they've completed something, right? So keep it short, simple in a video. Have formative assessments going on throughout the course, which is like basically a quiz. So a simple quiz at the end of each chapter, which is 1 or 2 questions, pretty easy, so that students get them right. And when they get it right, A, it reinforces what they've learned, right, when they answer a question, and B, it motivates them, encourages them to move on, okay? I see people talking about, asking questions about chapters and sub-steps. So each milestone is a chapter, right? And within that, you have multiple videos, which are lessons, right? And this is just nomenclature. You could call it what you want, but you break it down into a big module, and within that you have videos, right? And each video is sort of like a 2 to 7 minute long thing that you're talking about a certain concept. And don't get hung up on how long your overall course should be, how many lectures you should have, what is the right number. There's no magic number. It's just, if you can, as long as you're giving value to the student, it doesn't matter whether it's 1 video long or 10 videos long. You just want to make sure that your student's getting that knowledge, and so that they understand everything they need to know about your course topic, right? So, for me, I do a module. I have like 5 or 6 modules in a course, and each module will have maybe 5 or 6 videos each, and each video is 5 or 6 minutes long, right? So that magic number 555 is just kind of what I keep going towards. But it's not like, again, it's not the absolute number that you need to follow. It's just whatever works for you. Whatever has worked for me in the past was just I didn't want to create more content than 5 modules, and everything I could teach fit into those 5 modules. So that's just how it worked out for me. So yeah, I was talking about quizzes. Just have like simple quizzes at the end of each section, just to give them, again, another motivation or a bump. Discussions are great because discussions allow your students to talk to each other and build that sense of community and succeed together, to learn your course together, so that it's easier for them to actually get full value out of your course. Veronica is in there too. We've got people answering questions in the chat. So if I don't get to it, hopefully maybe Colin or Veronica will get to it. But discussions, right? Discussions are great because if you have a Facebook group, like a private Facebook group, Aaron mentions that add a private Facebook group to your course, then it allows students to discuss with each other and to you. Or you could build a discussion into your course. Again, Thinkific allows you to build discussions in. Pretty much everything I'm talking about right here, Thinkific allows you to do with just a few clicks. I'll come to that later. But I kind of want you just to understand the why you need to have discussions, quizzes, that sort of thing. Reminders, again, really great if there's a long course, like you have maybe a 10-week fitness program. You want your reminders going out telling students to come back to take the next lesson because it's going to take them a while to complete it, right? So you have these engaging emails going out automatically to students saying, hey, you've completed 20%, come back, finish the rest. Good job, keep going, motivate them, move along. Someone says, how can I avoid conflict of interest if I want to make content that is in a course but also available freely on my YouTube channel? So that is a good question. I know a lot of you are asking about, hey, there's tons of content out there on YouTube. You're creating content for free. Tim's creating content for free. Everyone else on YouTube is creating content for free. How do you justify the charge? How do you justify putting a price tag on content that anyone could find on free somewhere else? And the answer to that is creating basically premium content. Again, Aaron's mentioned that in the chat. But premium content is sort of like the next level up from YouTube. And I'll be honest with you, there's tons of fitness channels out there on YouTube. I have never learned how to get fit from a YouTube channel, right? And there's a reason for that. The reason is because if I took an online course, which I do, I've taken fitness online courses and I've got way more value, even though it's the same content, is because of the engagement that they have created and the structure of the lesson that you can create in a course. You cannot do that on YouTube. When you have YouTube, you have individual lessons and you have like a bunch of other ads coming in. You have other people's channels coming on the side. Hey, if you like this video, you may like these other videos, right? And there's so many distractions. There's so many ways for students to sort of stop looking at your YouTube video and go on to a different channel. And I always end up on EDM music or cat videos if I'm on YouTube, right? So it's not a great place. It's not a good environment for learning. And it's great for building your brand, building a subscriber base, getting people to learn about you. But then to create that learning environment where there's quizzes, where there's a structured step-by-step format, you need an online course for that. What do you think, Tim?
Yeah, totally. I was watching the chat, so I wasn't listening as carefully as I probably should have. But the people are asking like, how many subscribers should I have, before I start the course and things like that, which I said just whenever, like I had a course almost before I launched Video Creator. So there's not like a subscriber count or anything. If you have 10 people, but you're offering really high value to those 10 people and you sell something to those 10 people, that's like $100, that's $1,000, right? And it's not cheating if you're delivering $100 quality product, so it's not really about the size of your audience as much as it is about the value you're delivering to your community and how much trust and credibility you've earned with those people. So that's what we're talking about here in the chat, and a lot of other good questions.
Absolutely. So does everyone understand the whole engagement aspect to it as well? Like why creating an online course is different from just a YouTube channel or a blog or a podcast, right?
Yeah, the way I do it is like when I have like the course, like this next one that's coming up, for example, that's turning YouTuber into your full-time career. That's like 6 hours of content, I think. And yes, I could have done maybe a 10-minute video for 60 weeks or something, to do that. But that's just not like a great way to deliver that kind of content. Instead, it's way better to give it to you guys. Here's a full 6 hours of training, boom, all at once. Go through it at your own pace. You can work in quizzes. There's like discussion and things like you've been saying. I can't do that. I can't deliver that kind of value very well on YouTube. I guess I could put like 1 6-hour video up. But the other thing is like, if you guys are going to do all the work, into presenting this content and researching and learning and practicing it yourself, and now you're delivering, like, that has value to it. And if your audience can support you in delivering that value, then you can continue to give away other free content on your YouTube channel and stuff. So I couldn't deliver what I do on my YouTube channel. Not very well, not nearly as well as this anyway.
Exactly. There's a ton of free information available on YouTube on how to grow your channel, but I would much rather get it straight from Tim, and I would rather pay him $1,000 for that course over there, because I'm getting direct expertise from him, right? I'm I'm able to send him messages in the course and have my questions answered, and I'm able to have that community, and I'm able to. He will make sure that I get the results I want in that course, right? So there's that direct instructor, back and forth with the student, which makes it so much more valuable. And again, I'll talk about adding value to that course so that you can justify $1,000 price point, 1,500, and so on. So let's go into actually building your course, right? And this is valuable even if you don't have course content right now. You can set up a pre-launch page in the next half an hour that will start collecting subscribers. So if you don't have an email list, if you don't have a large subscriber base, don't worry, just get started, right? Everyone started from zero. There's no way you can start from 1,000. Everyone would love to start from 1,000, but start from today, start from zero if you're at zero, and just keep moving forward. And I'll show you how to set this up real quick. So we've had a look at some of these sales pages here, right? And you're probably wondering, or you may have thought previously that it takes a while to set this up. Do you need a developer? You need a coder. You need a designer, and then there's the buy stuff. You need a payment integration. You need to like set up accounts and roles and user management and so on. And the truth is that Thinkific actually takes care of all of this for you, so that you don't have to think about any of the technical stuff. All you have to do is go here. So you're in your dashboard over here. You're in Thinkific. Click on My Courses. Create a new course. And if you have any ideas of courses that you want me to create right now, let me know. Like a course topic that you want me to create. Otherwise, I'm just going to go with my standard How to Survive a Canadian Winter.
How about how to live stream on YouTube?
How to live stream on YouTube. All right. Sounds like a good course topic. And I click create a course. And so as you can see, let me just go back and show you. So you saw this page over here. Now our page is live. Our how to live stream on YouTube page is actually live. And I can actually send you this link and you can look at it from your website, from your mobile phone or your computer, and you'll see a page there. Now, that being said, it's very bare bones. It's just the basic structure of the page, but we're going to add some stuff to it to make it look nice, to kind of make it look like this page over here, right? So I've already set up my page. Boom, it's live. I'm just going to add some content real quick. There we go. I'm just going to paste some stuff in. I'm going to save it. It automatically updates. And then I can actually look at my page and I can see my web page live over there. So here we go. We've got how to live stream on YouTube. We've got a bit of instructor here, and then we've got the description, right? Again, it's still not super great because I don't have a background image like she does over here. I don't have this beautiful video, but again, it doesn't take me very long to do that. All I have to do is click to edit, upload an image. Boom, I've got an image there. Click to add a demo video, enter my YouTube link. Boom, I've got a video there, and that's it. And that's pretty much it on creating an entire landing page for your course, right? Really, most of the work is just coming out with this course description. Okay, and we'll talk about creating a really good sales page later on if I've got time. But as we mentioned earlier, I think we have some bonuses for you, so we're going to give away like a few some training on how to create that sales page. But how does this sound? Did everyone think it was going to be a lot tougher to create a page online with your course and payment gateways and all that? Did you think it was going to be take a lot longer than a couple of minutes? Yeah, someone's like, hell yeah, so much more difficult. Great. Yeah, this is pretty smooth. And it is, and the point is just so that you don't have to focus on all this technical stuff. It just makes it like, point and click, and you're done, right? All right, so let's go back here, and so I've got my landing page up, right? I've got my course description, but I don't have any content in there. So let's talk about how you can add content. Now, earlier I spoke about how to shoot your videos, how to do voiceover slides, or just regular video, and what you could be using with that, and how to create your script and stuff. And all you have to do after that is just to click add chapter. Let's call it chapter 1. Save changes. You've got a new chapter, and then click add content, add video, name your video, and then select a file and save your changes. So that's it. It's pretty much just drag and drop, click which file you want to put in, add the video up there, you're done, right? And it could be videos, it could be quizzes, it could be multimedia, it could be text, it could be survey, PDF, audio, downloads, presentations, like literally any kind of digital content you can think of. Even a YouTube live stream can go into your course, right? So anything you create.
I didn't know that, really.
Yeah, you could embed your live stream video. I'll show you right now. Huh. So you know how you get like the embed URL for a video?
Right. Mm-hmm.
You click on multimedia, create that, let's say, let's call it YT Live, and then you add the embed link in here, and you save it, and then it will just show up in there. Yeah, it's pretty easy. You can add Google Docs, you can add Facebook Live, you can add a Zoom as well. Zoom has that embed function, so that's really it.
Sweet.
Yeah. Someone is saying, someone's asking like, how much does all this cost? Thinkific does have multiple pricing plans. It's free at the initial plan, so it's free forever, but I'll talk to you about that later. And so yeah, so video content, live content, quizzes. Let me just show you how to create a quiz real quick. So name quiz.
We use quizzes after all of my after every lesson, and I mean, you probably have more data about this than I do, Sid, but I have found and I've heard that when you offer a quiz after every lesson, it makes people feel like they're more invested into the material and into the content, and it makes them feel like they're like, it confirms for them that they're getting value and they're learning something. And so you'll see fewer requests for refunds that way. You'll see higher reviews you'll get because of that. And just because you've added that little bit of a barrier to make people like actually have to do something instead of like just sitting back and passively watching a bunch of videos. So that's why I incorporate them, but you might have more data about that, or if that isn't even a thing. That's just my perception.
Yeah, no, like with quizzes, and I'll show you reporting later on, but what I do for my course is just make it really simple, like multiple choice, 1 or 2 questions, right, just so that people are sort of like engaged with the course, and I make them do an action, right? So it's really easy. Just click one question: who is Tim? He's a cool cat, and then I can select the correct answer and then have an explanation over there, and that's it. I'm done. Save changes, and then now my student can actually, let's say they come to my site, they click buy, right? And then they have to go and create an account, and the moment they finish creating an account, they're into our course player, where they can see the videos, they can do the quizzes, they can learn from you, right? And then, so there's text content, which is just plain text. There's surveys, so you can do surveys and get feedback from people. So if you want to do polling, if you want to get their feedback on how good your course content is, or if you want to like figure out what they need from you, create a survey. PDF is just upload a regular PDF. Discuss is a third-party discussion feature, but there are built-in discussion tools. Audio can just be an audio file, YouTube, podcast, whatever. Downloads is if you have worksheets, so you want students to fill and complete things, or you want them to watch stuff offline, you can add downloads. The presentation thing is really cool. Is if you have slides, you want to do voiceover slides, but you don't have QuickTime or Camtasia or whatever, you can upload it to Thinkific, and then you can record your voice in Thinkific over your slides. So that's really cool. And then finally, an exam bank if you have like really complicated quiz structure and exams. And so this is kind of what it looks like from the student's point of view. They have a little viewer over there. On the left, they have the chapters, achievements, and progress, so they can see how far they've gone. 0% right now, of course. And then once I watch the video, click here, play. I can change the speed and stuff. And then I watch the video, I go on to the quiz, and that's about it. So again, very nice and slick interface for your students, very easy for them to get engaged, watch your video, add some discussions over here. You see the discussion feature, and then they can upload videos as well. They can upload their own homework and assignments into the discussions, and they can talk to you or other students. So that was real quick about how to set up your course. So yeah, someone's asking if you can watch again. Absolutely, Mike, you can. We have a recording, so don't worry about that. And if you have any questions about exactly how to use all these features, I know I'm going really fast, but you can always get in here. There's a help center, and you can find out exactly how to set things up. But really, at the end of the day, the point is that most of your work when creating a course is just shooting the videos or creating that content. After that, it's kind of like a cinch. It's just, your landing page, you saw how easy it was uploading your videos and then setting that in, and that's pretty much it. And of course, there's a lot more to that. You can create coupons. You can promote your course on different websites with a sales widget, which is sort of like an embeddable thing that you can embed on someone else's WordPress site or a Squarespace site if you have that. You have reviews, and you can see the reviews on Tim's site over here. You have a video library that shows you all your videos, and it gives you analytics so that you can see exactly how engaged people are. Are they dropping off? Are they watching the full video? So then you know exactly how to make that video better. And then really after that, it's just like pretty much easy for you to sort of brand your website, to change the name, language settings, to change the colors is just like uploading images or point and click on a color that you want that matches your branding. Selecting a theme is basically just picking from one of the many free themes that we have if you want a different design. So again, there's absolutely no requirements for any design knowledge, any technical knowledge. It's pretty easy for you. And you can actually use Thinkific as a standalone website with additional pages. So you can create an FAQ page, about page, blog, that sort of thing. And then you can integrate with payment providers. So Stripe and PayPal, meaning that you get paid the moment people buy your course. You get money in your bank with Stripe, or you get money in your PayPal account with PayPal, and you can charge in whatever currency you are, depending on where you're from. And then there's a whole bunch of like email software, so Infusionsoft, Mailchimp, Aweber, analytics softwares, affiliates, and LinkedIn, and email pop-ups, and so on. So there's a ton of stuff for you to create your course, to start marketing it, to integrate with other softwares that you already have, to allow you to basically automate the entire thing, right? How is this sounding for everyone? Does this seem like a lot simpler than you were expecting? Does this seem like you have this now? Is that opening up your options? Are you now understanding why I said that, like creating the actual videos is probably the hardest part, but setting it all up is a lot easier?
Way easier from what I was doing on WordPress.
Absolutely, right? Like you don't need like that developer to come make changes. You don't need someone who's always sort of updating your site or making sure nothing breaks. It's pretty much us here at Thinkific in Vancouver. We have an entire team who are just sort of maintaining this all the time so that you don't have to worry about it, right?
Yeah, I mean, for me to set up the whole system on my own that I was using, and if you guys want to see the back end of this isn't like a pitch. I'm just telling you, if you want to see the back end, you can, any one of my courses that you've previously purchased, you can just log in. It's all now shifted over to Thinkific. So if you've previously purchased one of my things, you can just log in at videocreators.com and see what it looks like on the back end from a user perspective. Yep. So make that easier for you. But yeah.
Yeah.
Or just get my next course that's coming out about turning YouTube into your career. Subtle pitch there. Not so subtle. No.
Yeah, no, it's always a good idea just to take some of these other things. I mean, obviously you're trying to grow your YouTube channel, so it makes sense for you to take the course and then also see how you can create your own courses. And then, of course, a couple of questions are coming in. People asking, can you do coupons and stuff? Yes, you can do coupons, 100% discount, 50% discount, $100 discount, $50, whatever you want. You can also have like custom domains. So you can see here, we've got courses.videocreators.com. That's a custom domain. That's not a Thinkific branded domain.
And someone else was asking about the white labeling with that too. And at a certain price level, there is white labeling. And so that what I did is I still have so much over on WordPress as far as like the YouTube videos that get published and a lot of other things like the blog aspect I'm keeping over at over at WordPress. So what I did is, and this is a little bit more technical, but you wouldn't have to do this, but this is what I did, is I just made the design layout on Thinkific match my WordPress site exactly. So when you go back and forth between both, you don't even notice it because the design is the same. So it looks like Thinkific is like a complete integration with my WordPress site, even though it's not. So all of Thinkific is on courses.videocreators.com, and WordPress is on videocreators.com. So unless you're like super tech savvy and paying attention to the URLs, as you click on stuff, you hopefully won't even notice. So I like that you can get like, just like he's showing you, you just jump in and be done with it. Or if you want to like have full access to all the code and modify and tweak everything to your heart's content, and you're like a developer programmer person and you want to do that, like that's also an option. So it's really, but they don't give that to you unless you actually want it and go for it. So it's not like you get in, you're like, code. It's not like that.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like if you already have a WordPress site or something, or any other site, you can always just make it look sort of integrate with your Thinkific site, make the branding the same, so that your students, from your students' point of view, they don't know the difference. It's like one site, everything is on there, and it's very impressive for them because they think that you built it from scratch. Cool. So just a couple of other things. People are asking about like the pricing and stuff. So I'm just going to go over that real quick. But you get it for free. You're actually going to get a month free on our business plan because you're coming on this webinar. But there's a free starter plan. So if you're really interested in checking it out, I'm going to give you this $99 off on the first month on your business plan. You get it for free. You can use it for 30 days. But you can also just start on the $0 plan, which has like the core features. The business plan just has more features like completion certificates, coupons, white labeling, that sort of thing. And so, the pricing is really simple, $49.99. You don't need to worry about the advanced one. And people are asking about affiliates. So you can do affiliates. You can set up commissions for each one of them. My affiliate here, Frank is not doing a whole lot for me right now. I'm going to have some serious conversations with him. But, hopefully you have better affiliates who are pushing your courses, and you can set up exactly how much they get, and you can approve and disapprove their commissions. You can see all your orders come in and whether the status was live or not live.
For those of you guys who are watching on YouTube, the link is in the description. If you came early, it wasn't there when we first started, but you can refresh. And there's a link in the description that will point you to the bonus page that Sid is referring to there to get that little extra bonus for you guys. If you want to try it out, see if it's right for you or not. If it's not, no worries at all. You guys decide whether or not this is what you're looking for. But if you want to get your feet wet in it more than you normally otherwise would be able to, that link will give you some of those advanced features for a while to try out. Mm-hmm. I had some questions here from some people on YouTube. So Joshua asks this was in the chat. Did you already address this one about how to avoid a conflict of interest if I want to make content that isn't a course but also freely available on my YouTube channel?
Yeah, I think I spoke about that a bit.
Okay,
yeah.
I thought so too. Yeah. And then, so from YouTube, Peep Eye channel, how do I promote my course that I create on Thinkific? So is there a marketplace, or how does that work?
We'll talk about pricing and promoting a course right away. Does anyone want to learn about that stuff right now? I'm going to have to go through it really quickly. So I'll talk to you about pricing your course and promoting a course. So, like different strategies. Let's do that. All right.
Yeah, that's important. Yeah.
Okay. Let's go into that. I've shown you enough about Thinkific. Let's go into, now that you set up your course on Thinkific, how do you start marketing it and pricing it? So first thing about picking a price is it's not based on the length of your course, right? It's not, a 10-hour course is not 10 times more expensive than a 1-hour course, all right? And it's not you should not base it on your competition. You shouldn't look at what other people are pricing it at. If they're pricing at $10, let them price it at $10. That's not what you need to do, right? What you need to worry about is, what is the outcome that is, you're giving to your student at the end of the day? What are they getting out of your course? And how can you quantify that, right? So if, for example, I'm taking Tim's course on how to grow a YouTube channel, right? If at the end of the course, I have 100,000 subscribers and I've created amazing content and I'm now monetizing my business and I'm making $10,000 a month, that is the quantification of the value. That is how much I'm getting back by investing in Tim's course, which means if I'm going to make $10,000 a month, I'm willing to pay $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 to get that return, right? That's straight math. It makes sense. If I came to you and said, hey, I'm going to triple your money, you would absolutely say yes. And so that's kind of what you want to think about when you're trying to price your course. Now, for some of us, it's very hard to quantify that. Let's say we're talking about fitness and stuff like that. It's harder to quantify that. So we could look at it from a different perspective, which is our goal as course creators. How much income do we want to make, right? And let's say I have a goal of making $50,000 this year through online courses. There are multiple ways to do that. I can either price it at $100 and I'll need 500 students, or I could price it at $2,000 and I only need 25 students, right? And so you can see here that obviously as you price higher, you need fewer students and it's easier to start marketing your course, despite the fact that the price is going up. And I'll explain why that is. So there are some drawbacks to pricing lower. You've noticed me pushing for higher prices on your course. And the reason is if you price it low, you have lower perceived value, right? Now, when you look at an iPhone is priced at $700. You have cheap knockoffs for $100, but no one buys the cheap knockoffs because it looks like its perceived value is a lot lower, right? So you immediately assume that a $100 phone is not going to be as good as a $700 phone, despite the fact that many times you may find that they have the same features. Lower ROI, I'll talk about ROI in a second. More effort if you have a lower price course, more effort in marketing that course, more effort in trying to hit your income goals. And if you're doing partnerships with other people your affiliates say, who are promoting your course, for them, if your course is low price, they don't get enough commission and they would rather promote someone else who has higher commissions, right? So let's talk about ROI real quick. So here's a little funnel I created. Like if your course is priced at $20, and you go through a sales process, like it takes X amount of effort and X amount of hours, and you make 100 sales, that is $2,000 in revenue. If your course was priced at $500 and you went through the same process, right, but you only made 10 sales because the price is higher, you get 1/10 of the number of sales, you're still making $5,000, which is 250% more revenue, right? So pricing higher allows you to get a higher return on your investment and get a higher revenue at the end of the day. Now there are some times where it's okay to price low, and that is if you kind of want to test with a small product, where you have your first course out, it's not fully completed, you want to sort of just test it in the market and make some money to see if people are willing to buy, you can try with lower price. If you want a huge constant reach, you want to just put a low price course out there so you're getting a ton of people in, and then you want to kind of upsell them into a higher price course. That's a good strategy. And if you want to do price testing is kind of basically sort of testing different price values and price points, increasing it each time so that you find kind of like that resistance point. So if you see in the graph over here, as you increase your price, your revenue increases, but then there's a certain point after which sales start to drop off because it's too expensive. That is your resistance point. That is like the sweet spot where you want to price your course. A few more areas you can price low is, if you're doing a pre-launch or a pilot course, you can price it low and then you can increase the price later. Again, that's another price increase deadline. Last resort discounts, so if you have a Black Friday deal going out, or it's part of a greater strategy. And so, like I showed you some examples. I've shown you Tim's course. Tim has $30 courses and a $1,000 course. So the $30 course is sort of like the low priced beginner version, and then the $1,000 course is the advanced version, right? So he's got that sort of strategy of different pricing price points over there. Now, I've been talking about increasing your prices and pushing to a higher price. Some of you are probably asking, how do I justify that? Will people actually pay $1,000 for my course? And the way to justify that and the way to increase your value and to make it a no-brainer for your customers is to add things like private coaching or teacher access, right? So they're willing to pay for your direct one-on-one interaction rather than just watching you on YouTube and not being able to interact with you, right? So that private coaching component, even if it's just 1 hour of coaching, that is way more valuable because it sort of works exactly for them, right? If you have maybe bonuses and stuff, you have like softwares and products that you have want to throw in as additional value, or you have payment plans. So you can offer students multiple pricing tiers or payment plans If your course is $1,000, you can say break it up into 10 installments of $100 each. Again, you can do all this on Thinkific. You can create pricing tiers. You can create subscription payments. So $100 per month, unlimited. You can create payment plans. You can give them multiple choices like pay upfront or pay in payment plans. Allows you to be very flexible with your pricing so that it's easier for students to buy your course. So that is pricing in a nutshell. There's a lot more to go into it, and there's an entire course that we've created on it. And I'm going to give you that course for free as part of your bonus. So the pricing course is $300. You get it for free if you want that bonus. Let me know if you're interested in that. Just post in the chat. I'm also going to give you an entire marketing course. It's $500, but it teaches you how to get 30 course sales in 30 days. So to give you a quick overview of what's in that marketing course, we're going to show you how to get booked on live events, how to speak on a stage. We're going to show you how to create and market yourself in social forums, online forums. We're going to show you how to get on guest blog posts and start bringing traffic to your site. We're going to show you how to get on a podcast and webinar and bring traffic to your site. We're going to show you exactly how to do all that, bring traffic to your site and convert that traffic into an email address using a lead magnet. So how do you build that lead magnet? Then we're going to show you how to create an email strategy that is completely automated, that sort of converts those emails into sales. And we're going to show you how to create an amazing sales page. And I spoke about how to build that sales page earlier. We'll show you how to create an exact copy that will make people want to buy your course. So 30 sales in the next 30 days. How many of you are up for that? Again, this course is $500. I'm going to give it to you free. Are you interested in making, if you're going to commit to me and say you're going to launch a course in 30 days and make 30 sales, put that in the chat box and I'm going to show you how to get these bonuses.
A couple of people on YouTube saying, yes, I'm interested in that. Give it to me.
And so here we go. All right. So everyone on Zoom is also going. Can you also just give me a date when you're going to launch a course? Or if you don't have, I know Vipin is saying creating the whole course will take months, but you don't need to create the course right now. You can just create a pre-launch page. You can create a page with Thinkific that just says, hey, my course is coming in 10 months. My course is coming in 6 months. But sign up right now so that you get notified. Does that make sense, Vipin, to everyone else who thinks that it's going to take a long time to create that course? Does it make sense for you to do a pre-sales page so that you get people in? So here's the cool bonus that we're giving you. And on top of that, we're going to give you 30 days on our business plan. So I mentioned the business plan is $99. You get it for free. You get the business plan for 1 month for free. That's 30 days, absolutely no risk, no strings attached. If you don't like it, don't use it. That's fine. You can go back down to the starter plan at the end of the day. Use all these bonuses that we're giving you. Learn how to price your course. Learn how to make 30 sales in the next 30 days. Use all the information we're giving you. Set up your course or set up a pre-launch page. Start making some sales. Start making some pre-sales if you don't have a course, and use the 30 days for you to actually build that for free. So absolutely zero investment required on your part, except for the fact that you need to commit and spend some time, at least an hour a day, to create your course and start making sales. Is everyone excited to make 2017 the best year ever? Do you think that I've given you all the tools and the information that you need? Do you think something's missing? Let me know. I want to make sure that there's nothing holding you back, that you have no excuses. Let me see. Did everyone get that link? It's in the chat box over there. But maybe Colin, you could just keep posting the link because we're getting tons of people in the chat that's pushing it up.
And it's also in the description of the video on YouTube, so you can grab it there if you're on YouTube. If you don't see it, just refresh.
Yeah. So let me just go over how it works, how you get these bonuses. So on the page that I've given you, the link there, there's an email box. You just enter an email. I'm just going to create a fake email here. And then I click claim my offer. The next step is it takes me to an account creation page where I enter. If you're new to Thinkific, it will ask you to create a new account, and you just enter your name, email, password, and your site name. You can change this stuff later, right? Otherwise, you can use your existing Thinkific account by just logging into whatever you already have by entering your site name, your email, and password. The next step after that is a credit card collection page, but you will not get charged, okay? You will not get charged until your 30-day free trial on the business plan ends. After that, it will go on to the $99 plan, but you can always choose to go down to the $0 plan. So so that you never get charged if you're not ready to sort of get onto the $99 plan, right? So does that make sense? Does that make sense to you? Like, is that easy for you to create? If you have problems, just let us know. Just email us and we'll help you get set up. But really, it's all just create your account, enter your credit card. You can always cancel later because there's no contracts, and then you'll get an email as well. The moment you finish that process, you will be on the business plan. You'll get an email showing you exactly how to get those bonus courses that we mentioned earlier. All right.
One of the things that I like about Thinkific, guys, is that their support has been awesome. Veronica is in the web, or in the webinar part, and I've been working with her a little bit, and super responsive. I tried out a few different platforms before landing on Thinkific personally, and on one other platform, I submitted a ticket, like a support request, pre-sales. Like, I had some pre-sale questions. And the ticket closed after 3 days of no response. And so I opened it again. And I was like, hey, you never answered my question. And then 2 days later after that, I finally got a response. I was like, I don't care how, I can't do this. Like, if something happens, like, if I have a customer who's having a problem and it's not my fault, it's like the platform's fault or something, like, I need to know I can get in touch with someone. And so people at Thinkific have been usually, I don't know what your average response time is, but it's been great. So
yeah.
A great thing about them that I really appreciate, you guys just being there to support people and answer questions and stuff. So been a good experience for me anyway. So thank you.
Thanks so much for the kind words. And that's kind of like one of the reasons why people choose us over others, is because the support is always there. We're always there to help you. And really, it's just we want to make sure you succeed, right? And so that's the reason why we're giving you this free stuff, not asking for anything in return. And we're there. If you want to call us up, you want to email us, we're still going to support you regardless of who you are.
Yeah, there's been a few questions here. I'll just jump in on this one myself. I won't put you in the awkward position. People asking, well, how does this compare to like Udemy? For example, I used to have my courses on Udemy. I took them all down because the problem is that there's so many coupons going around. I don't control the marketplace or the system. Like, it's a great platform for delivering courses, but on my channel or on my website, I sell it for $30, and Udemy, I was making an average of like $4 or $5 for a course that was priced at $30, but because of all the coupons and discounts and promos and things they have going on, I don't think I ever once got $30 for it. So I actually ended up competing with myself. And so for me, it was, I took it all down, and I felt like, Udemy is great for people who don't have a built-in audience, who like, I have information, but I don't have an audience that's going to spend $30 for it. So the best I'm going to be able to do is $4 a student or $5 a student or something on average, and put it on Udemy. But you guys as content creators, not only are you already good at making content and you're already good at doing videos and things, but you also have a built-in audience, and that audience will pay to consume, value from you that they're already signed up to consume from you as a subscriber on your YouTube channel. So whatever the value is you're offering your channel, just offer like 10x that value and like a paid type of product on like Thinkific or something else like that. And I personally don't put things on Amazon anymore. I don't put things on Udemy just because I end up doing a price competition with myself, and it makes it difficult, because they're always going to outcompete me. So, if you don't have an audience, then I think that Udemy could be fine and it could be great. But most of you guys do, or you're working on building one, which is why you're a subscriber of video creation in the first place. And that's why I think Thinkific or something like that, where you can control the pricing and the experience better, is more advantageous for you.
Yeah, I think that's like the big thing, is just the control as well. Because Udemy does put restrictions on how much you can price. They put restrictions on how many times you can contact your students. They take a fairly large cut as well. And we Thinkific, like, on the business plan, 0 cut, there's no cut. And like, you can control whatever pricing you want to put, $2,000, $5,000, $10,000. You can contact your students, your content is your own. And we are not allowed to even look at all that stuff, right, at Thinkific. So it's all yours, and you get to control that. Versus at Udemy, it's basically their brand, their control.
Cool. Is there anything else?
I think that's it. Are there any other questions? How does everyone feel about creating their course right now? I just want to make sure that people have everything they need to be successful within the next month. So I know that sounds a little scary, but unless you give yourself a deadline and unless you commit to something, it usually never gets done in my experience. So hopefully I've shown you exactly what you need to do. And if you have questions, you can always just email in. We'll happily answer you. How does that sound to everyone?
Sounds good to me. Everyone else is saying thanks.
It was like, great, thank you. Yeah. And yeah, you have peers. I get it. You don't have an audience. That's fine. You can always just create a pre-sales page. You don't have content. That's fine. Create a pre-sales page. But just get started. That's like the only thing is just getting started. Once you do that, that fear just vanishes like that because you realize it's a lot easier than you thought it was going to be.
Cool. If someone has questions, what should they do? Who should they reach out to? Who should they contact?
Just reach out to us. We sent you emails. We'll send you an email with a recording. You can just reply to that email if you want, and then we can take it from there via email.
Great. Cool, guys. Well, thank you for hanging out. I hope this is helpful for you. Looking forward to reading your comments and everything. And I think we're gonna wrap it up here. So thanks for hanging out, guys.
Yeah. Thanks a lot for coming, everyone.
Yep. And we'll talk to you guys later.
All right. See ya.
Where's the end stream thing on here? The YouTube, it says different type of thing they got going on here.
There is an option to stop the live stream. Do you want to stop that?
Oh, there it is. Yeah. Do that. Yeah. I can't do it.
I can do it. I'll do it. Is that okay?